let's talk about Garnacho, because there have been developments, haven't there?
There have been developments. One thing we've known all summer is that Chelsea like the player, but Manchester United want £50 million to sell Alejandro Garnacho this summer. It's not as if they don't think he's a good player. It's just, it looks like he needs to move on in terms of maybe the relationship he's got with Ruben Amorim. He was very unhappy with his Europa League final snub. He's made that very public. But the key from Chelsea's point of view, they think they can sign Garnacho for less than Manchester United's asking price. But there hasn't been a bid yet. And going back to Manchester United's side, he's got 3 years remaining on his contract at United. You feel that this probably will get done, but for what price, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Manchester United valuing him at 50 million.
Again, guys, don't forget Alejandro Garnacho. Again, don't forget Alejandro Garnacho. Because for Garnacho, the situation is still absolutely underway with Chelsea. Agreement Chelsea-Garnacho. Garnacho doesn't want to speak to any other club. Chelsea will be in negotiation with Man United at the right moment. So, calma. That one is still absolutely on. Is still absolutely separate from Xavi Simons. These are two separate deals, as I always told you. So remember about that. Chelsea want Xavi Simons and Garnacho, but the outgoings are going to be important. And so let's wait and see what's going to happen there. But for Garnacho, I fully expect this deal to happen, because Garnacho only wants to go to Chelsea, has been clear with United immediately. For Manchester United, Hojlund is available on loan. It's an initial loan and it's not a free loan. So let me explain. For Manchester United, the Hojlund deal can happen. Loan by option, not mandatory, over 40 million euros, around 45, loan fee around 6-7 million euros, salary covered. These are the conditions of the Rasmus Hojlund deal for Manchester United. AC Milan have big interest in this deal. AC Milan already spoke to intermediaries to start the conversations. What's the point? Why the deal is not advanced at the final stages yet? Because Hojlund, as of today, even after the game, still maintains the same position. He wants to stay at Man United, fight for his place and compete. We will see, guys, because obviously Man United will have to convince Hojlund to go, and not playing him one single minute was probably a strong message to the player. But at the moment, still no green light to the move from Rasmus Hojlund. So we will have to follow and see what happens with this situation, because Milan are there, but still the player side is needed. On Manchester United, guys, I told you last night, Man United maintain contacts with the agents of Carlos Baleba, and I want to confirm that. Manchester United are speaking again and again, even today, with the agents of Carlos Baleba, about the contract, about the salary. So Man United on player side want to advance, and then see what happens with Brighton. At the moment, with Brighton, is still not something advanced or concrete or easy. They know that Brighton wall remains very high, but the contacts are still ongoing. The player is not closing doors to Manchester United, and so Man United, from what I feel, they want to try. They want to try and say, okay, we believe Baleba is the perfect player. We are very happy with our market, because Man United signed the Beumo, Cunha, Šeško players they wanted. Now they say, if we can get the perfect midfielder, good, otherwise we will move on. But Man United want to try. And this is why, even today, on a Saturday, they continue to speak with the agents of Baleba, and the contract is a topic that for Manchester United would not be a problem. So let's see what's going to happen there. On Manchester United, still have to decide whether they want to try to find a goalkeeper who is for the future, like Landmans, who is very talented, and Royal Antwerp is not expensive in terms not only of transfer fee but also salary, or if they want to spend big money on the goalkeeper, and in that case, Donnarumma and Martinez, these kind of names are obviously way more expensive, transfer fee, salary. So Man United need to decide what they want to do, and will probably depend also on what happens with their goalkeepers. So at the moment, it's not something really concrete or advanced for Manchester United, because still needs an internal decision on the goalkeeper case in general. And then for Donnarumma, again, many opportunities around Europe. For example, I can tell you that Manchester City have always been big fans of Gigi Donnarumma, big fans. But again, we have to see what's going to happen there. It depends on the domino of goalkeepers, but that's going to be an interesting situation.
Carlos Baleba has reportedly agreed personal terms with Manchester United ahead of a possible move this summer. Carlos Baleba agrees to join Man United. The 21-year-old has emerged as a top target for Ruben Amorim's side in recent days, and they have now intensified their pursuit of his signature as they look to bolster their midfield ranks. Christian Eriksen departed Old Trafford on a Bosman deal at the start of July, and although Bruno Fernandes is expected to play in a deeper role this campaign, Man United are still eager to bring a new central midfielder to the club. Baleba has been earmarked as a dream option, amid the club's failure to sign Atalanta star Ederson, and the Cameroon international has now informed Brighton of his desire to join the Red Devils. That is according to renowned ex-account in Kyla, who posted, Carlos Baleba has made his intentions clear. He's verbally asked Brighton to let him move to Man United. And it gets even more interesting because Baleba's agent has given the thumbs up on the personal terms offer if Brighton agrees to let him go this summer. Brighton at this moment have not nudged from their £100 million valuation on the player. Man United to sign Carlos Baleba? Brighton are determined to retain Baleba for at least another season, and they value him as highly as Moises Caicedo, who left the club to join Chelsea for €115 million in 2023. The 21-year-old made 40 appearances across all competitions last season, scoring 4 goals and providing 2 assists, and his estimated transfer value, ETV, has increased by more than €40 million over the past 12 months. Man United have already spent €229.7 million on the signings of Benjamin Sesko, Brian Mbeumo, Mateus Cunha and Diego Leon so far this summer, while they are also interested in signing a new goalkeeper amid concerns over the long-term future of Andre Onana. Confirmed, PSG's Donnarumma stance changes everything. PSG have come to a concrete decision over the future of Gianluigi Donnarumma that promises to have a huge impact on the transfer market for Manchester United. Donnarumma is out of contract at Parc des Princes in the summer of 2026, but after weeks of negotiations will not sign a new contract with the Champions League winners. The interesting thing here is that during these discussions between Donnarumma and PSG through the summer, Donnarumma had told the club he had other options and, at a certain point, he said he did not want to stay at PSG. Transfer insider Duncan Castles explained. Now that PSG have bought a new goalkeeper, he's telling Paris that he would prefer to stay at the club, and he will consider staying and leaving the club under freedom of contract in a year's time. That's the guidance I have. PSG are understandably unhappy about that. Information I have is that they have told Donnarumma they will not let him run down his deal and leave on a free transfer in the same style he did with Milan. They see what Donnarumma is doing as trying to reduce his transfer fee and trying to organize conditions under which he can leave, where most of the money spent on his transfer, i.e. the total package of the new club, goes towards his salary and signing on fee rather than the transfer fee. Football Transfers information has been confirmed by Ben Jacobs, who has added that PSG want a fee of around €30 million for the 26-year-old. Manchester United have been widely associated with Donnarumma in recent weeks as a potential replacement for the error-prone Andre Onana, and Football Transfers understands that they will sign at least one more player once the deal for Benjamin Sesko is completed. But the Old Trafford side are not the only team interested in the superstar. Castles explained. PSG are aware that Man United are interested in the player. My understanding is that Man United have not formally contacted PSG, and there is no transfer offer at present. They also expect Chelsea to get involved in that discussion and possibly Man City.